Well, welcome back to our Charlotte set review. We're going to go straight into green. If you want to check out yellow, then, well, I'm sure I've linked it somewhere, or you can search it. Anyway, we're going straight into green. Yellow was pretty decent,
Yes.
and
From what I remember, green was
Yeah,
not quite as decent.
green was pretty mediocre, and I wouldn't play it myself outside of level zero.
sure.
First up is a
And
good
You
card,
say
though.
that.
Nice card though.
it is that exact level zero I was talking about. Something Precious, Pizza Sauce, 0015. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may swap the top card of your opponent's stock with a card in their waiting room. So basically, you move a climax in, and if they're playing a waifu deck, then they won't have a stock out, or you are praying that they are playing a deck and just don't have a stock
Savage.
out. Well,
It's sometimes you just don't have stockouts.
it's what happened to me. I was playing my Senjo Gara deck, and I just didn't draw my brainstorm. So I had a gate stuck at the bottom of my stock for literally the entire game.
Rip. Uh, the second
So,
effect is Ricky.
so this card is like
Yes.
the Jun made like special, right?
Well, I
Mm,
mean, it's joining the trend of like Ricky but better, I guess.
I
Well,
don't know
I'd
if it's
say
better.
I say that because
Well,
it's like in
I'm
Charlotte
saying
and
Ricky but
Starts
better, but I mean,
Anime,
like,
right?
yes, it's smaller than Ricky, but it's mostly like it's gaining additional utility in exchange for upped rarity.
500 power.
I guess, but Ricky fixes for one of the best events in the game. This one also fixes for a pretty good event, but I don't know if
That
it's
event
worth.
is heinous.
I don't know if it's
So
worth playing for that.
No, you're not playing it for that event. You're just playing it for Ricky.
Yeah, so the
so
Ricky effect, if we haven't said anything, is one cost. I'll let you say something. Don't worry, Terry. One cost, clock top deck, and if you do, you may search your deck for a level one or lower, and it goes to hand.
okay, so like to me, just off the top of my head, the sort of effect I see for alternate Rickies tend to just be that they're 2/5 at some point of the game, be it on your turn or when they attack or like
The
whatever.
Theranos one. Yeah.
And then the shining one is 2/5 on your turn.
Mm.
But like
This one is fine. Like it's pretty good.
it's good, but like the utility effect or whatever you want to call it, to me
More,
it's just kind of like a silly cheeky thing.
it's more cute than good.
Yeah,
It's like a
Yeah.
LOL XD effect for people with the like LOL XD pizza sauce waifu. I don't know.
I mean, you could also just play it when they're close to refresh.
To marginalize an entire group of people at least.
I mean, you could play it when they're close to refresh, but I mean, like,
The sad part is
Wow.
that this doesn't actually combo with the 2-1 events.
no, it's not.
Uh,
Well, it sort of does, actually. You can use the 2 in event
No,
first and then play this.
it doesn't really combo though. It's basically
that
the
doesn't
same thing.
do anything
You haven't
because
refreshed them.
Well, you'd have to refresh them that turn.
sure.
Yes.
So you'd have to be able to
Okay.
deal enough damage to force a refresh at that point.
By
Well, it's
level
still
2
only
though, if you don't force a refresh, I assume they can pay it out.
yeah, it's still only
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Not
It's
that, yeah.
I mean,
It's
largely,
like my-
if you're playing this card, it's because it has that Ricky text, which is, like, great fixing in all cases of that card's existence. It's almost always just been a good card to have.
Mm,
So, I have it
Uh,
at good.
I mean, I have
As
it as good because you're just gonna
probably
play.
the rest of us, yeah.
yep.
Alright, everyone in agreement on this card?
I don't even need to
Yes.
say my grade. You know what my grade for this is.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's bad.
Yes.
Put bad.
next up is...
Elf is just bitter that this set got Ricky.
I'm really not.
Something Precious You Otosaka.
I mean, it's happened so many times.
Something
at
precious
this
me?
point.
Oh, that's so
Yes.
nice of you.
Yeah,
It is
so
an early play if your opponent has a level 3 or higher character.
that's
Uh,
basically all it does.
Yeah,
Does it have other text?
yes, it
Me.
does.
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
not sure it does.
Well, it has some text, but some of it's not really relevant. It gains X power, where X is the number of X times equals 2,000 times the sum of levels of characters in your opponent's memory. So if you do kick a level 3, it's plus 6k.
But it doesn't even work on events, so it's not like it's a 14k against Nisekoi,
No.
which would have actually made it quite decent.
If it was
'Cause
just
then
every card in memory, it would be probably a little bit better.
It would be better, still not amazing. It would hose Nisekoi.
And
That's
then
all
it
it would
has
do.
a climax combo
The bar.
Gold bar.
to basic with a gold bar to basically just shrink a card a ton to just kick it to memory afterwards. So basically, you play it, you choose a card, you minus it a bunch, and then you send it to memory. The
Neg 5k. It's
Or
a
kill
lot.
it.
or kill it. If
Yeah,
you
so-
kill it with the -5 though, it doesn't go to memory.
Correct, because it doesn't
Yeah,
become
but
reversed.
like,
So you probably don't want to do it on something that will just die. So people will say
think
it's
you just don't
fine.
wanna
You can
do
use
it.
it to drop it in. You'll kill a card no matter what because you can always just pump a level 1 to level 3 with 2 back rows. It's like it's golden. But then you only gain 2k power and you invested a climax combo for it.
Yeah, the cute thing about this
Yeah.
is that you can forcibly summon it with the +1 level support, but at that point, you're not really doing very much with it. It's just the 10k.
Like it's a 10k. You down dedicated slots to a gold bar combo that doesn't actually win you the game.
it's bad. I think it's horrible. I
The
think
double R too.
I haven't actually got this as bad because
I have
it
it
is
as-
playable.
I have it as
It's
niche.
playable. Yeah.
I don't even have it as playable.
I have it
Honestly.
as
I think
bad.
for all points and purposes, like if you want a good early play, you have an incredibly fair one in blue that does everything you want
Fair.
an early play to do.
Fair, he says.
I always say
you
fair.
can
I
also
think I
change
honestly think that
into,
effect is
like-
fair. Like it does, it's not groundbreaking or broken. It's just like it's a fair card with a bunch of good text.
All right, if you say so.
I think you're incorrect.
This card is like whatever.
That's
I've got it as niche because you can play it in like Edgelord or Yaoi Waifu, but
I have it as
That
Oh
niche.
aside.
shit.
Yes.
Yaoi waifu.
yeah.
It's a niche
Such
card
words
to
have
me.
never been spoken.
I mean,
Well, they have now, so
You mean
functionally,
Gar? It should be Gar, right?
no, because this guy's not Gar at all.
Gar.
Dude's a
Functionally-
fucking pussy.
Functionally, it
You
feels
said
very similar to
language.
my least favorite archetype of level 3 killer.
This one is actually really big and just stays there forever, but other than that, it doesn't do anything.
Does it
Um,
win you the game? No.
That's not good enough. Like,
It's a level
I don't
3
think
to
that's
boot
good.
as well.
Dang.
Yeah.
Still clock kickable by Gigant shooter.
I might like it if I could like kill their back
Is that the
rows. I
metric
don't
we're
know.
using?
Well,
yes,
I mean, the only cards that aren't clock kickable by a Gaunt shooter are cards with a level plus level support behind them, and they're level 3.
so basically what you're saying is that's not a very relevant thing because
No, it's
you
not.
can't
It's
shoot-
it says
and-
if your card text is 3 or less.
So
Well-
I don't think bricks are the most common set around. Like they might actually be rarer than Little Busters, and that's saying something.
There are 2 Little Busters players at my locals and 1 person who has owned Gigant Shooter. That is my
I'm the
totally
only
valid global statistic.
I'm the only person I know with the deck, so
All right, so I think we've all come to a consensus. This is niche or bad.
yeah,
Next card.
it's at best niche.
It's at best
So-
a poster.
This
let's
card
see.
is The World Is Not In Here, Shinsuke Odesaka.
Then
No,
So
this
I
also
like
go into the
Seo
Edgelord
Dosaka
deck.
married life.
So this is I call this Asuna's Green Life.
No, but you see, this effect existed in Fate Zero.
Oh, yeah, sure, but no one played.
But was
this,
it green?
Yes,
Yeah.
It was green?
it was a
Oh,
rider.
man.
Yep.
Rider's Green Life.
He was
But-
wearing like a cooking shirt. It was pretty great.
It's not cooking
So
shirt. It's a good
Rider's
shirt.
Married Life. Alright, so this is an assist 500, and then when a green climax is played, you give a character 1/5 for the turn. The comparison we're making is to Asuna's Married Life, which is 500 assists. When a climax is played, any climax, you give something 1k. So this is abjectly better if all your climaxes are green.
The issue is
Sure.
that green is like probably the weakest color in this set.
Climax
Green
combos are also
sucks.
pretty poop. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's,
the plus
it's
the plus
cool
two
for
soul one
the
seems fine.
I mean,
What's it-
theoretically, you can try to use the
There's a
stock
clock
thing with the
thing.
2 soul and try to pump it a bunch with this back row, but like that's
This
a
is a good support for the 2/2 clock kick, but that's all
Yeah.
I can say about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
which is fine because that's probably like your main game plan if you're running like
green.
a green base deck.
I guess, but the problem is if you want to clock kick things reliably, you probably want to have one of the plus level assists to give it.
Well, you need
To
to have
give-
one of the
to
plus
ma-
level
You
assists
need-
'cause
yeah,
most
you
people
need
don't
it.
run level 2s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you can kill level 3s.
Yeah, but that
And
requires
if you
them
have
to
2k, yeah, but if you have 2 of Arsenal's Green Life, you're giving an additional 3k
that,
plus
like,
the
that,
2k1 soul.
that requires them to like I guess hit level 3 first. I don't know.
I guess, but you can also play your level 2 at level 3, you know?
I guess, but like that also hinges on hitting level 3 second, I guess. I don't know.
I suppose, but if you're also like if you're playing that deck, I'm assuming you're playing the +2 soul and the 2K1 soul
I
because
don't know.
those are the best climax
My
combos.
benchmark for good 2/2 clock kickers is going to be Joj, which isn't very fair, but yeah.
The clock chop, man.
Joj is probably the best 2/2 clock kicker ever.
Yeah, I have to agree. This
Yeah.
card is very niche. It goes into the green edgelord deck, and that's really all I can see
I
it
I
being in.
agree, niche.
Greenish.
Shoot
Meal
yourself.
to Yeah,
Green.
I really should.
That's a
Meal
Katsu
to
thing.
It is. He's not here, but his spirit lives on. Meal together, Yu Otosaka. It's a 1/02K. It's a it's a 2K backup. If you have any gifted character, it becomes a 2K backup.
Oh, you're
Uh,
pretty fucked if you only have the Sarah chick. Oh darn. You
oh
can't
darn.
buff her up to 4K. Fuck.
You seem slightly bitter.
Well, there is
Th-
one other card you can't back up
I'm bitter
either.
that they treat this like a condition. It's like I feel stupider every time I read this. Like
Stupider isn't a word, so I guess that's true.
like fine, I feel most stupidest.
That's
Oh
also not a
boy.
series of words that makes sense.
When you
Regardless.
use the backup, it's like it says if you control a character, do something.
Yeah,
It's a backup, so of course you control a character.
yeah. It's the fakest of conditions. I mean, it's printed text basically just reads 1/02K counter, which is a straight upgrade to the event counters of old.
Mm.
Yes.
We've been
Yep.
linked a.
What's
Oh, I'll
wrong
read
with
that later.
stupider?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh dear God, we're not gonna even touch that. The card is playable. Like, it's what you would Sadly, this is now the benchmark for 1/02K 1/0 counters. Is that they give 2K power.
I think the benchmark is well, okay, sure, it is the benchmark, but I think the other one is the one that scales with your level. The one in Railgun and Girlfriend Beta.
Girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, those are also cool because then they become 1/025 counters at level 3.
Anyway, this is sweet because it works with your Eri clone. It works with your 1/1 Lisa if you're playing that, and it works with your 1065 now if you're playing that. It's just a good counter.
Yep.
So it's
Next.
good because you do kind of want to play the power game.
I say playable because it's as useful as the card is. There are some points where you just don't need it. Two Lover has a 1/02K counter where it a good portion of the time just doesn't do anything.
I say
Um,
it's good because I think the TLR comparison is kind of like, I don't know. Like, I feel
you
like the
know,
numbers you're sporting in Charlotte are more run overable than Yami level 3 at level 1.
I've actually got it as playable on my list, so yeah, you can write me down as playable.
I mean, like I'm gonna also compare it to like Terraformers has this counter, and Terraformers loves that counter because it runs 1/1 9Ks
What's a power based
that
deck?
can't be bombed.
Yeah, that counter's good.
It's really good in context. This card is less good in context. It's merely playable for me.
Yep, so I guess we can move on. Handmade Bento, Yu Otosaka, 1045. When this attacks, if you have two or more other gifted characters, it gets 2k, so it's 6/5 on the offense, and it has Clock Encore.
I have this as bad.
I have it as playable because it's bondable.
Yeah.
I used to play Green Nisekoi, and that meant I had to run this card profile, and it was harder to do in Green Nisekoi, by the way, because it was this very awkward moment when you're at 0-6 and you realize I can't get a pendant and my 1/0s and play this turn,
Well, you can if you're playing the green pendant.
and then you're gonna want to shoot yourself for playing the green pendant.
I agree.
So
It's
it's
playable. It's like, so as I probably said in the Attack on Titan stream, or not stream, cast, since this is very similar to the Aaron one to me, I don't like 1/0 clock encores that are weak on your opponent's turn.
Clock
because-
Encore is not something you should lean on. It's like an
Exactly.
auxiliary.
Yeah.
like maybe like 2 of this guy in your deck or something. Because like I have been running the 1/0 Takane Clock Encore at 2 in Idolmaster, which is comparable to this. But now that the 1/0 Haruka level 1 reverser is coming out, I'm taking it out. But it was basically in there because I didn't know what else to run, and it was just filler. And it was okay to sometimes put in one lane.
I like the way I always see these kind of
Ugh.
cards. Like it gets up to 6/5, so it's basically reads maybe kill a thing, and then die.
Mm.
And that's how
That's
it played
vulnerable.
Nisekoi a year ago when the power levels weren't as high, and it's gonna be worse now. I don't know.
Yeah, I still think this is playable because it's still a level 1 field that'll get you through the game.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best level 1 field, but it's
It's
still
just
a
like
field.
it also comes down to why would you run a green level 1 game?
This is true. Level 1 green
Because you
it's
want to
okay.
make Edge Boy here.
I mean, if you want to play Edge Boy and have tons of stock on a 2-soul combo that's just rude as fuck, then I guess
Ironically, the best level 1 green might actually be pizza sauce.
it is definitely
It
pizza
is, yeah.
sauce.
Yeah, so I think we can move on from saying this is whatever, like whatever grades we gave it, whatever. Astronomical observation, pizza sauce, 2/1 level assist. You can tap 2 characters when it's placed from hand to stage, and if you do, choose a character. That character gains on when it kills its battle opponent. You may charge the top card of your deck to stop.
Ha 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 ha. Only gone come and play. That's a freaking tragedy.
Well, it's a 2/0 level assist if you think about it that way.
If
Kinda.
you can afford not to brainstorm that turn, or use the 0/0, give a level card that turn, which you probably are running because you're running green, which means that the 2 cards that you're running green for, the 2/2 clock kicker, and
You make a very valid point.
the 3/2
I
early
mean,
play, which, both require that card to be at all functional.
you could do that, or you could just play the 1/0 climax combo and +2 soul your opponent for mucho stock.
And if you're running that, you probably want to be running the other 0/0 back row that lets you assign 1500 power on green climax placement. This card is a tragedy.
Okay, fine. I was just trying to be optimistic, but all right.
I totally
I've got
marked this card as good because I thought it was repeatable because I don't read.
This card
that
is
was
a
a
tragedy.
that was a mistake.
I've got it as niche. It's
I
just, it's just
agree.
in a bad color.
This card is a glory. This is an effect you'll only see in green, and it's come in play. This card is a tragedy.
Yeah,
Dude,
it could
like-
definitely be worse. It's
I know,
still a
like-
level assist.
Okay, it could have been so much better. It could have literally just been like the Nisekoi version of this.
Oh, yeah, but we could ask for
Sure.
we could ask for things to be better on literally every card.
But this couldn't even be better than a card printed a year ago, and the power creep is supposed to be real, remember?
No. It's not.
They
This set is a great example of how the power creep is just not actually real.
Checkmate, power creepists.
Is that of religion or something?
I guess. No, but this card is not good. I
Yeah.
would not run this card, like, ever. It just conflicts too much in the green deck with everything.
I still think it has a somewhat.
I
of a
don't
role.
think it conflicts with everything. I just
The
Conflicts with
stock
everything
charge, and to, like, make your cards big, and to give levels, all require tapping or slots. Well, okay, this is not true. The 0/0 make things big doesn't need to tap, so in that case, it doesn't conflict with that specific back row.
yeah, exactly.
It does conflict with the 0/0 back row that gives levels, which you probably need to run to, like, make your 3/2 green card and your 2/2 green card functional.
But why would you like run the worst girl in your Yu Otosaka deck?
Yeah.
Waifu decking aside, pizza sauce is profoundly unremarkable, and we can move on to Poop Bear.
His name is Rain Man.
All right, Rain Man.
Kumaga. Damn, I was so excited for a second that it was Kumagawa and I could just, like, pretend I was reading Medaka Box again.
That series is so over the top. It's just not enjoy. Anyway, this card is a 2/1/7/5. When this attacks, or is when this attacks, is it front?
It's when
front
this
attack?
attacks or is front attacked.
So it's not
You-
on front attack. It's just any attack.
No, when this attacks or is front attacked.
Well, I'm just confirming with half of the cards because their translations are
It's
like.
awful sometimes. But yeah, apparently it says any attack. You get to mill the top card of your deck. If it's a character, it goes up to 10k. bad.
Oh wow, it really is. Yeah, I was just skeptical because there's a version of this in Persona 4 which requires it to front attack, and this like side attacking or direct attacking is
Irrelevant.
the power is worthless. So whatever. You may put the top card of your library in the waiting room. If it is a gifted character, it gains 2/5. So it is often 10k on attack.
It is a
And
bad
defense.
card.
I don't think it's bad.
I do.
Seems fine. It's 2 on
It's-
10k.
It's cool that you mill on defense,
Yeah, it's 2
but
on
the
10K.
problem is if you mill a climax, not only
Oh yeah.
do you
Not
probably
get the
not
power.
cancel, but you don't get a power boost.
That's
The
pretty
floor
bad.
is really low
It's
on this
I
card.
don't know.
it's not good. No.
I like
Uh,
Rain Man.
I
I
have
think
it as
it's
niche.
okay.
I think it's niche. It's
I know
playable in the
okay
big
isn't
deck.
on the scale, but put like the equivalent of okay.
Playable, I guess.
Like I said, he's in the Yaoi waifu deck.
Yeah, we waifu deck. Yes, sure. I still don't like this card.
Oh, you want
Well, that's
another
fine, but
card
you
to not
probably
like?
don't like
Well,
a
there
bunch
are
of
lots of cards I don't like, but like
Let's move on
Bro.
to the next card you won't like. The world is not in here. Shishino. I don't
Hey.
actually know who
this
this
card
is.
is.
He's
This is the guy who can walk.
he's Shadow Cat.
oh wait,
Sure.
this card is not bad though.
This
I
card
think it's
is
pretty
bad.
When this card attacks, another
You're
card
reading
gets
it.
1k.
I guarantee you're reading it wrong.
And when this becomes reversed, you may choose a card in your opponent's
Oh,
clock.
never
and put
mind.
the
It's
waiting
really
room.
bad.
Yeah, it's
If they
really
do,
bad.
if you do,
It's
your
not
opponent
bad.
clocks the top card of their deck. It's not a clock bomb. It is just move a card from your opponent's clock and make them take 1 uncancelable damage.
Dang, I actually
Hey,
just
you-
did not read this
you-
card properly at all.
You
You
think
could-
it's bad, but you're gonna fuck some Zero no Tsukaima player someday with this
Or
card.
some Palovru player, dude. All the new hotness that is costless.
Do you know what this
salvaging.
actually wrecks? This wrecks the level 3 user. Because, like, you run into them, and then they take the damage, and they're like, okay, so I'll mill all these cards down to my climax. Yes, and then
But
you
your effect
force them
takes
to...
priority because you're the turn player.
Yes.
No, but damage comes before being reversed.
Oh, this is true.
Oh,
Never mind. You're
okay.
right. You're right.
But then the mind games
Yeah.
start. Maybe they leave a card that's not a climax on top.
Oh man. No. Bad.
Like
bad.
literally,
Bad.
literally, my notes for this card I wrote down were Keckers, fuck you, Luis, and Takane, because that was all I could think of. I also rated it as bad. But, like,
Bad
I think it's
card.
really funny.
Yeah, this completely shreks people trying to get specific experience targets. Like, it messes with Bake, it messes with Symphogear and Zero no Tsukaima.
Oh,
Oh, it
man,
messes
it
with,
totally destroys
Fate
Clannad
Index.
and their not Clannad, Kanan and their
Yeah, Clannad.
from level
Oh
changes.
shit.
Because, you know, that deck needed more things to hold it.
Oh, that's it.
Alright, so this card is actually functionally useful when you want to, like, make the Pizza Sauce 1-0 kind of big-ish. But that's really not a reason to run this.
No, you have a better back row that says go for it, play the 2 soul and get power anyways.
Okay, next card. It is Ayumi's classmate, Konishi. Is this the Yandere girl, or
Yes.
I wouldn't call her Yandere. I just
Oh.
call
is
her
this the
stab
bitch?
happy.
It's-
Stabby bitch?
Yeah, that's the bitch.
So
I-
Sure.
I'm
I
okay
just
with that.
called her
moniker.
knife bitch, like literally.
she
And
has
then
no
she
traits.
never showed up until like spoilers. He travels time and the exact scene that she showed up in happened again.
Is that the John C. Now scene?
Yes, it
Huh?
is.
Great scene.
It is that scene.
Anyways,
When this is placed from hand to stage, gains 1/5, so it's 4k for a turn.
she is traitless.
She is
Oh
Oh my
traitless. The
god!
traits are bad.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, that is the
Wait,
reason I have her.
she's
Her
supposed
traits
to have
aren't bad.
powers.
Is she?
Yeah, she goes to the same school as all them.
Wow! Oh my God! Oversight.
she's-
Kid
so
Andy,
bad.
what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Do you want to start the debate
Get
about
Morrow on
Frenda?
this
Can I start a
design.
petition for this
and
card?
Railgun? Like I can start a debate about Frenda and Railgun. She is clearly an Esper. It says so in the books. It says so in the manga. But no, she doesn't have the trait.
Yeah, but Frenda didn't enable the John C. Now.
God,
Oh.
Like this card
Jesus.
did. It's a tragedy.
Anyways, this card is pretty bad.
Yeah, I've got it as bad purely because it's traitless.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
moving on.
Serious just for one moment. You Otosaka.
Hey, this card is
One
actually
zero
good.
I thought you were talking
Pretty
five.
about
You
good.
have five or more cards in stock. It gains 2k, so it becomes a 6/5/10.
Hey, this card is actually good. Well, playable,
Yeah,
but like
seems
acceptable.
playable. I've got
Play
this
it
as
with the plus
playable.
2 soul combo.
Like
Yeah,
you will be rolling in stock.
it's good with the +2 soul combo. In fact, that's basically the only time it's good.
I
Otherwise, it's just playable. I've
Yeah,
got it
play.
as playable.
Would you say playable
I've got,
dish?
I would.
I'll say
I've,
playable, I guess.
I've
Like
got it as playable
the
because it's still.
the
I
reason
don't
why
know
it's
what
not
else I would
niche for me
say.
because like at this point, if you've committed yourself to green, like you gotta take what you can get.
You can get five
That's
stock over the course of a game pretty easily.
true.
You can get by stock by like your second turn if you really wanted it. Like
Why you didn't go
I-
first.
uh,
like there's nothing stopping you.
The rules of the game are stopping you if you went first.
Well, if you went first, you can still use a stock soul.
Well, you can attack with one, then you can attack with two, then you can attack with three, and that's six, which even gives you stock to brainstorm or use Ricky.
Now, you see, you get the stock before the battle step, so you actually only need 4 stock when he attacks to get to
Yeah.
6/5.
Correct?
Sure, that's fair.
yeah.
Anyway, we've established this card as playable. Let's move on.
Oh,
Pizza
yes.
sauce in the futon.
Hey.
This is like the most playable card in green.
105k with +2 soul combo. When you use the +2 soul, it gains 1k, and the ability when the battle opponent of this is reversed, you may charge the top card of your deck to stock.
Line stocking is fun.
I agree.
mean, like, the +2 soul looks cool.
I mean, the +2
So,
soul
yeah.
is the only reason why I approve of this card fully.
It's like a bad version of the Madoka combo.
It is actually a bad version of the Madoka combo. The Madoka combo gets you more stock and gets you more power.
It gets you one more stock and a shit ton more power, yeah.
It's what? Madoka goes
Well,
up
if you
to
have-
8k?
8-5.
Yes.
Beautiful.
8/5. 5/5 that card. But you've also got Arsena's Green Life to make this card somewhat big, and +2 soul is, +2 soul.
But I like siding with +2 souls.
Yeah,
at
that's
once.
that's the big problem. +2 soul's big draw is that you can side and
Hey,
still
man,
keep up damage.
The
whereas you
justification
have to
now
kill.
is that you gotta run +2 soul and Musashi.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Hold your children.
that's a
Hold
pretty
your
good
children.
combo.
Like, did I ever tell you about like the period where I was just for funnies running the blue 2/1 2 soul combo from Terraformers?
A good combo.
Just for Adolf?
I had a great
Or not,
moment
like,
where I
just for
side
Adolf?
attacked for 7.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. That's what that combo does.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful.
Hmm.
Needless to say,
Speak-
Crabman plus 2/1 plus Musashi is very amusing.
Crab, man.
Speaking of terraformers, we've got a 2/2 clock kit coming up.
Which pales in comparison to Terraformers.
Well, not everything
one's-
can be fucking dung beetles, dude.
Oh, man.
2295. It's a 2275. For each of your other gifted characters, it gains 500 power.
2295.
And when this attacks, if the 2k1 soul's in the climax zone, is this like the Edgelord Smile climax?
Yes.
Or is that
Yes.
Yes, this is a 2k1.
sick? It's a 2k1 soul. When this attacks in 1, if you do, it gains 1k and the ability to clock kick a level 2
So
or
let's see.
higher.
10-5, 12-5, 14, 15-5, 16-5 is the upper ceiling on this card.
Look, it's really big, but you just get sack counted and then you cry.
See, the
Because you
beautiful
paid
thing
cost
about
before
Um,
attack as
the
well.
beautiful thing about the Joj combo is that it's you pay on reverse.
We get it. Joj is good at
Whoa.
clock kicking.
At least it's not pay 1 if you reverse a 2 or higher, send a 2 or lower from the front row.
Oh, you mean at least
To
it's not
call.
Shadow
Oh
Labyrinth?
man.
Yeah. Let's go with
These
that.
Figurinos.
Shadow Labyrinth, please. At least she healed.
Yeah, so
That's
this
with
card
the
is
gold
good.
bar.
At least
with-
your art's good.
It's good with Arsena's Green Life, and that's kind of it.
Yeah,
This card does benefit from the plus level support that I swear it exists. We've all been talking about it, but it'll come up.
I think it's in blue.
Because you can pump
is
your
in blue.
opponent's level 1 to level
It
2
is
and then
blue.
clock kick it.
I don't know. It's just I would never run this really. I think I have it as niche regardless.
I have it as niche. It's
Yeah, I have it
fine.
as niche bad. There we go.
I put it
Mm.
as playable, if only for the implication of you don't got any other shit going on in green.
I
Well-
just think we have playing green is such a big sacrifice, and coming off Battle for Zendikar Limited, I've learned that green is in actuality not a good color.
The green does everything. Haven't you read that article?
What article?
It's just some Star City article about green having like an obscene amount of effects associated with
Hey
it.
man, green has Siege Rhino, so
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Oh, well, so does black and so does white. Why would I play green when I could play one of those colors?
because green
Because
also has
junk is
Deathness
so
Raptor,
sweet, dude. Junk is so sweet.
and green also has Den Protector.
If you tell
Yeah,
me to
but
call
blue
it
has
Habsdian.
Jace, so blue is the best.
Blue has Cryptic Command. Yeah.
Blue has Jace and Dig Through Time.
Victor Time is a fair
And
card.
Cryptic
Not a
Command.
fair combo. Anyway,
Anyways,
next
So
card.
is Charlotte, right?
Yeah, Charlotte.
yes, we've all been
Um,
playing too much Magic recently.
Take your time.
Comrade Puvel 0015.
Rain
Pay
Man.
two. When this dies, so when this is placed from stage to waiting room, you may pay two. And if you do, search for a gifted character.
This
so
one's
Rain
like
Man,
already better than the other one because it's on death.
But you have
but
a
it's
Ricky.
green as opposed to yellow, which makes it worse.
That's the tragedy. You also have Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, this
So I'm
does search
not a
stuff
big
you
fan.
don't get with Ricky. It's just
I have it as niche bad.
I
I
have
have
it
it
as
as. What
niche.
do I have it as? I have it as. Yeah, I have it as niche.
I mean, like,
Mostly because I wouldn't play
Is
it.
there
Like,
a
I could
niche
see
in
this
which you
played.
would play this card? I feel like it's just kind of bad.
budget.
Fine. I'm gonna it's not niche, it's playable, but you guys can say it's bad or whatever. I
No
don't
one's
disagree.
niche just because there's like a fucking Ricky. I don't know.
That's oh so fair.
it fills the
So-
niche of getting things that Ricky can't, which is level 3s or higher, or level 2s or higher.
But that's not
Ooh,
really
I'm
a
so
niche.
excited to
That's more
search
like
my
extra function.
green level 3.
You can search for your
Well-
clock if you're mad.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
get the 2/2.
I just
Alright,
want to say
so-
that Ricky is sold out on Yute right now.
It is.
Where
Pizza
this-
sauce is popular.
Kumagami has a shit ton in stock.
it's a
Because it's a
common.
common.
Yeah, and it's 20 yen versus 2280.
Oh dear God.
The value. Ah.
2280, Jesus.
Yeah, right.
no.
But
Oh,
we're not
Jesus.
like we're not brewing for budget here. We're talking about cards.
I know. I'm just being somewhat facetious.
No,
About it.
Facetious,
if
yes.
we're promoting brewing for budget, I totally recommend to everyone to buy their playsets of Jace Friends Prodigy while they're cheap at $80.
I
Moving
should
on.
have got them
Cheap.
much earlier.
I should have got
So-
them when they were 10.
The second best oversized 0/0.
Yes.
Actually-
Unraveling Smile.
It's
well,
a
you could-
004K if you have one or fewer other characters, so you could get it bigger depending on what your back row is, or you could have a second attacker.
There's a green PR that I think is better, but
Is this the
Well-
scene when he's like in the arcade? Like just
I-
watching those guys play House of the Dead?
I don't know because I'm not looking at the card right now.
So I have it as playable.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell if he looks tired or like
He looks
cartoonishly evil.
He looks really evil in this picture.
It's that
Yeah.
smirk. Anyone else disagree with playable?
I've got it as playable.
it's playable.
Playable it
Oh.
is.
I'm
So
in
The
next
flavor
card
text is kind of sinister. It's playable.
is a vanilla, so
I'm
that
already
card gets
setting it to
bad.
bad for
Yeah,
everyone for the brief
so
moment that
3K.
this card is going to be on the screen.
It's
New place to live, Edgelord.
Yeah.
Sure. Next card, Escape Pizza Sauce. 1045. Oh my god, the flavor. I'll avenge the grudge of the pizza sauce. That's
Best flavor text.
a little scary.
So
The
it's a
grudge.
vanilla
Return
that
of
can
the
get to
pizza
7/5
sauce.
functionally.
Yeah, it's a vanilla, because it'll be 5/5 if you have two or more other gifted characters, and
If
you
you
can
have two or
tap two
more other
characters
characters.
to give it 2k. So it's not any character, only it can get 2k, which is like
I like
Whatever.
vanillas with extra effects, but like
I do as well, but when you're tapping two characters as your extra effect, that's really hard to.
I have
No,
this
no,
card is very
I
hard to
agree.
play.
so
I
the
think
problem. Go on.
I think you tap your back row for freaking everything. In
Yeah.
green specifically.
Yeah.
Like
Do
it's
you? Like
just
what?
weird.
Mostly plus level and brainstorming.
Neither of those
Yeah,
are green.
that's not green. That's like
No. But I mean, that's like the linchpin of your green game plan. That blue card.
I think I agree. It's bad for the same reason that Reese in Persona is bad because you just don't have back row to tap.
I don't like this because this is like the third green card that's like marginally oversized.
I've got this as playable because it is somewhat playable, but
I disagree. If I,
I think
wanted
it's
to
just
play
bad,
something at
man.
1-0 costless, I would rather run the 1-0 6500 with 5 or more stock if I'm playing green, because I'm going to have stock. That's the only thing I'm going to have.
You can't
know
even
what?
use it like late game
yeah,
for
you
anything.
convinced me. You convinced me. This is a bad card. Doesn't do
Pretty bad
anything.
card.
Like, in Charlotte, if I'm playing green, the only thing I have is 2 soul and stock.
And if we're going to call this card bad, then I guess the next card is bad as well.
Sweet. I don't even
Is
have
it?
to update the page.
The next card is a
Oh.
1-0 Vanilla,
Sweet.
aka the exact same card.
Bad. Next.
Here's your assist by assist.
Yeah, but like
I said
This
good
is
assist.
bad.
Yo,
Bad.
legit, this is actually still more freaking useful in green than like some of the other cards, but like I still wouldn't pay a stock for this. It's bad.
okay, sure, but the linchpin of your green game, as you said, is the Global 5 and the
And the
Brainstorm,
0-0.
neither of which are assists.
Nope.
It's
Or
I
the
just don't
0-0
think this card is
1500
great.
1500 on green combo, which is an assist.
Well, at
Yeah.
least you only have to tap itself. You don't have to tap anything else.
yeah.
Sure.
Still
I don't
bad.
like
It
it.
helps you get over things. I have it probably still as bad. The only way it's like upgraded from bad to niche is if your back row looks like one of this and like the 0-0 frontal 5 on green climax placement assigned 15.
Even that, I think I'd rather have two of the Arsenal's Green Life.
Exactly.
So honestly speaking, I
I-
think it's a bad card.
I wouldn't pay
Assist
stock for
assists-
this effect.
Yeah, assists need to be amazing.
Broske, please.
Yeah. So next card.
Privilege.
Oh, cool. I
Princess
like haven't
Source's
needed to
Class,
update
right?
this thing in forever. I have
Yeah,
this
but-
as bad still.
It's a 1165 with no traits. It's got Encore, sure.
Oh,
But, hey, this is a
bad.
card that can utilize the bond.
Bond?
plus
Yeah, is this
Bond
a thing
Musashi.
now?
No.
I
This card
guess
is
it's
bad
a thing.
because it has no traits.
This
Next.
card, I like her name.
Dude, I'm so hyped for this. Like, this is like the 6th card in a row where, like, just bad.
Oh boy.
This is worse than Rain Man.
Dude, this guy should have gotten like the fuckboy trait.
He also has no trait.
There's no flavor text either. What the heck?
Oh wow. It's cause he only existed to be creepy and to make the other bitch go stabby.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, moving on. Next.
Oh,
It's-
hey, it's another. This is just abjectly worse than the clock kick. Even if we ignore the clock kick element, this is just worse.
Yeah. Yes.
When it's placed from hand to stage, you tap a character, and it has to be a gifted character.
Yes.
What a waste.
Oh my goodness. Next.
Ergo, not playable.
Hey,
At
it's
least
this
it's
card.
gifted trait. It's the ramen event, which, unlike the Macross ramen event, does something extraordinarily obnoxious.
I-
Put all of your opponent.
Too.
So it's a 2-1 green event. Put all of your opponent's stock in the waiting room, and your opponent charges that same number of cards from the top of his or her library into stock. So
I
you
still
to
have this
charge
card
the
as
same
niche.
number.
So I agree that it's niche. I think I'm the person here with the most experience with this kind of effect. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
But like, I play this in Dodai, and in that deck, it's pretty fucking swaggy. Because often I will find myself in a situation where they have like 14 stock, and they have like 3 or 4 in deck, and maybe like about 14 cards in deck.
It's especially
And
good
then I
against
just-
Dudai because they never spend stock.
Well, yeah, I was gonna get to that. Like, basically, I've forced refreshes with the Idolmaster equivalent of this card, and in those situations, it's been like really amazing.
Oh, it was Katsu who did it against me and didn't hit any climaxes and lost because of that.
Yeah, but I've put like up to 4, and then like made them refresh on a climax, so that was like pretty amazing. But the problems with that scenario is since Dodai, I am attacking with 3 level 0s every turn. I'm not reversing their stuff. They don't really need to pay stock
They don't need to
to
pay
play
stock
new
or clock
characters.
themselves. They just gotta keep attacking you.
Well, yeah, and then they also don't need to like try to brainstorm for pluses because they're always going to have 7 in hand. So to me, in that situation, that card can play really well to one of the weaknesses of Dodai, which is also your opponent just like getting super compressed and canceling everything. I'm not really sure how that works out in this deck, but like these kind of cards are funny.
Quick plug,
I've
we
also
have an
played it
article
with
about Dudai,
Eagles.
which is just great. You guys should go read it. I've lost interest in this card.
It's niche. It can be very obnoxious sometimes. Other
I've
times,
got it as playable. It's not niche, it's just a good card.
I think
I
it's
And,
niche.
and your Ricky fixes for it, which is
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Pretty
you
good.
don't actually
Yeah.
sacrifice much if you're not splashing, unless it's the fourth color, at which point you...
oh
It will
god.
probably
So
end
I-
up being the fourth color.
I just say niche because there are times where even in Dodai, I don't want to play this card. I feel like in a deck that actually tries to interact more so with the opponent, you're going to find yourself in more undesirable situations to play it.
Fair
But
enough.
sometimes you'll get
That's
like the
true.
Japanese player who hyper compresses to like 20 stock at level 1, and you're like, haha!
Get
I
wrecked.
don't know.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So,
Alright, that's green.
yep, we'll be right back with red.